Namaste, welcome, I'm Kathy. Thanks for joining me in this video where I'm going to teach you how to do a beautiful Chaturanga. This is a notoriously challenging pose when you're just starting out because it requires a ton of strength in the shoulders. In this video, I'm going to teach you 3 alignment hacks to help you build that strength really quickly. To begin, come into a tabletop position on your hands and knees. Start by lowering your chest towards the mat. Feel your shoulder blades move towards the midline. I call this position sink. Now push the floor away from you and feel your shoulder blades move away from the midline. I call this punch. It's as if you're punching the floor. Again, sink, the chest moves down, and punch, the chest lifts. Now there's a third position I want you to learn of the shoulder blades, and it's the halfway point between those 2 positions. From punch, slowly start to lower the shoulders about halfway, and then plug your shoulder blades down your back. Let's do those 3 again. Sink, punch, and start to lower the chest, plug the shoulder blades. Feel your shoulder blades here in the plug firmly set against your rib cage. Okay, so in plank pose, your shoulder blade position is punch. And as you lower into Chaturanga, the position of your shoulder blades is going to be in the plug. So the first technique I want you to learn and practice is a lowering down all the way to the floor, integrating those 2 actions. So let's do that together, starting on your hands and knees. Step back into plank. Sink the chest and then punch. One more time, sink, punch. Now lower the knees, start to move your chest right forward and plug. Keep lowering the thighs, hips, belly and ribs all the way to the floor in that order, and then press back into child pose. Coming back up again, step back into plank, sink, punch, lower the knees, move the chest forward and plug. Keep going. Lower the thighs, hips, belly and ribs. And press back. Child pose to rest. So the first 2 actions are of the shoulder blades. There's punch and then there's plug, moving from high plank into low plank. Now the third alignment hack, the third action that I want you to learn is of the shoulder ball and socket joint. The action at the shoulders in Chaturanga is external rotation. So to feel this in your body, place your hands in front of you, palms facing up. Imagine that you're holding onto a platter. I call this platter pose. And start by plugging your upper arm bones back in space. Feel that action of plug in your shoulder blades. And now imagine you're holding onto TheraBand and externally rotate your shoulders. Feel an activation of the muscles behind your shoulders where your rotator cuff muscles live. Maintain that feeling of plug and rotate as you sneak the hands back in front of you. Now this is the position we're going to end up in Chaturanga. If we were to flip this, this is where we end up. The shoulder blades are set. Okay, so let's put that all together now in the second technique I want you to practice, which is the lowering down halfway and then pressing back into child pose. Okay, coming into tabletop. Step back, plank. Make the first action of punch. Now lower the knees, move the chest forward, plug, And now rotate the upper arm bones as you lower. Keep going until you go about halfway. Pause, and then press back. Child pose. Again. Step back, plank. Punch, push the floor away. Lower the knees. Chest moves forward as you plug. Rotate the upper arm bones. Keep moving the chest forward. Come about halfway. Pause. And then press back. Child pose. Good. One more time together. Plank. Punch. Lower the knees. Move the chest forward. Rotate the upper arm bones. Keep moving the chest forward as you lower. Find that platypus position. Press back. Child pose. Now, the two most common misalignments in Chaturanga when you're starting out that I want you to be aware of are not moving the chest forward enough, which will look like this. Lowering the chest straight down, you end up in a position where the elbows are too far back. We really want the chest to move forward so that the elbows end up stacked over the wrists, making that 90-degree angle. And the second most common misalignment is losing the rotate action, which will create a winging action through the elbows. So as you lower, the elbows come out to the side. And when we make the action of rotate, elbows pull back in. Okay, there you have it. The three most important actions to learn to build a beautiful Chaturanga. If you liked this video, please be sure to like it at the bottom of the page and continue to follow me through this series. The next video, we're going to put together what we've learned in downward facing dog in the last video with the alignment hacks that I've just talked you through for Chaturanga. And we're going to weave these two poses into a full sun salutation for beginners. Thank you so much for practicing with me. From my heart to yours. Namaste.